Hello my friends, welcome to another video, and this time around we're gonna talk about my Thierry Mugler fragrance collection. I'm a big fan of Mugler Fragrances. I've said this a lot of times in my videos. I also like a lot Bulgari. I love D-squared fragrances also. So this time around we're gonna talk about Mugler. And in any collection that you must have the original Amen. So this is the classic bottle, the one that started everything, and this is a true masterpiece. I did not enjoy it, I did not love it when it first came. It was a very controversial fragrance for me. I disliked it a lot, but after many years I tried it out more and more until finally it started to shine on my skin so much as it has become one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, and I do wear it quite often. Very manly fragrance based on a lot of patchouli, vanilla, coffee, tonka beans, a lot of woods. Very interesting combination with a lot of notes, and because of this it managed to put out on the market afterwards a lot of flankers, and one of them is of course one of the most acclaimed ones in the fragrance community, and this is Pure Malt. This is a boozy take on the original Amen, and it brings on the table some very interesting notes, some very interesting whiskey notes if you want, some very nice fruity notes also, and all mixed up with the original Amen DNA. Though in terms of performance on my skin, Pure Malt was never the champion that everyone else portrays it to be in the community. It behaves well, it's good enough, but I never got to the point of having the performance that the original Amen is giving me. Nonetheless, this is an amazing fragrance, and it's one of the most complimented fragrances that I ever owned. Another one which is also very complimented, but again it's a flanker to the original, is none other than Mugler's take on a fresh fruity fragrance, and this is of course Ultra Zest. Very nice packaging, very nice looking bottle, and also very nice fragrance. Again the original DNA with the patchouli, but this time around with a very juicy red orange inside. It's amazing. It's amazing how they managed to pull out this orange note in Ultra Zest. Again, a fragrance based on the original Amen, but you can wear it also in the summer. A little sweet. Basically all Mugler's fragrances for men are sweet. That's what I like about their fragrances. They are sweet, but they are the best made sweet fragrances on the market. They are not over sweetened. They do not induce headaches, if you know what I mean, like other fragrances. They are more wearable, and also they have a very gourmandish like sensation. It's like I don't know, you feel the need to eat something only because you smell I don't know, Ultra Zest for example, I don't know, an orange pie or something like this, orange tart. Another one that's really nice as a fragrance, but unfortunately it has some huge problems in terms of projection and also in terms of performance. At least on my skin, this is a fragrance that I really like. I do like the smell, but as I said, it has some big issues, and unfortunately I'm not the only one that's complaining about this. Of course, it's Mugler cologne, one of the most original fragrances that Mugler put out on the market for men, although this is considered to be more of a unisex fragrance. But this is a different take upon a fragrance by the house of Mugler. It departs very far from everything that you see here in the Amen lineup, and it's a very soapy, very clean, very fresh, neroli based fragrance. It smells amazing, but unfortunately this is a very subtle fragrance. Basically, in terms of performance and projection, there's nothing to write home about, unfortunately. Although the scent itself is absolutely beautiful. I do like how they implemented the neroli note inside Mugler cologne. And right now they are putting out on the market a couple of flankers to the original Mugler cologne. I don't know how good they are in terms of performance, but probably I'll end up buying them anyway, so I'm gonna see it when I get them. Next one up in this list, or if you want in my collection, is the most underrated fragrance, if you ask me, in the whole Amen lineup. And this is a woody fragrance, and the name is of course Pure Wood. One of the most beautiful woody fragrances that I encountered in my whole life. Very gourmand, very woody, but also at the same time kind of sweet wood would be the exact description. This is a fragrance that I highly appreciate, and as I said, is one of the most underrated fragrances in the whole lineup, in the whole Amen lineup, mainly because it doesn't get that much attention, and it doesn't get too much love from the community. But this is a great fragrance, both in terms of performance, in terms of projection, in terms of compliments and whatnot. The smell is simply amazing. It gives you a really nice feeling when you wear it, and basically I consider it to be, this to be one of the best fragrances in the whole Amen lineup. At least in my case, I consider it to be better than Pure Malt, for example, which I do like, but performance-wise this one is a lot better. And of course, no Mugler lover could have a small Mugler collection without having this one. And this is Pure Havan. This is the new formulation. It's not the older formulation or the original formulation, but in terms of performance and everything else, it behaves just like the original, so I have no issues with this formulation. And it's one of the most amazing fragrances that I also owned throughout my life. A very nice combination of tobacco with vanilla, with a bit of leather, of course, the original Amen. Simply amazing. A powerhouse in terms of performance. It sits very well on my skin, it performs very well, it projects very well, and basically it's one of the best fragrances for men out there, especially if you like this type of, I don't know, gourmand type of fragrances, such as these fragrances that you see right here from the House of Mugler. because I've said it in a lot of videos, in a lot of reviews that I've made about Mugler fragrances. They simply put out on the market delicious fragrances. That's the best way that I could describe every fragrance that I have from them, and every fragrance that I tested from them, at least for men. I don't know, I don't try out women fragrances. Next one up, another take on a fresh note, very unique, very interesting. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. I cannot say that I'm in love with it, but I certainly do enjoy wearing it, and this is of course Crypto Mint by Mugler. This is an original take on the note of peppermint, all combined with the original Amen DNA. It's basically a blast, a huge blast of peppermint combined with patchouli, combined with everything that the original Amen had. Basically, in the dry down, you're gonna feel a lot of this, the original Amen, with a hint of mint in the Crypto Mint. Basically, I consider this to be, and I've said it in my full review, I consider Crypto Mint to be the best Amen clone, but with a hint of mint inside, especially in the dry down. In the beginning or in the opening notes, the blast from the mint is absolutely amazing. It may put you off, but this is an excellent fragrance, if you ask me, for spring, summer nights, not summer days, and also for fall. Give it a try, you may actually enjoy it. And the last one in my collection, as you already know probably, if you've seen the review, is of course the latest release, and this is Alien for Men, the much awaited, the much coveted fragrance from Mugler. Everybody in the fragrance community, the so-called fragrance community, was asking for this fragrance to be released, and it finally got released this year. And this is the most interesting, the most I don't know, controversial fragrance that Mugler decided to release in the couple of past years. Amazing combination, very weird notes inside, if you ask me, but it's that kind of a fragrance that you either love it or you either hate it. And this fragrance gets a lot of hate from the community. Basically, I think it's gathering more hate than love. I personally love it, and I consider it to be the best Mugler fragrance that I have in my collection, honestly. You need to pay attention to what's happening in the background of this fragrance when you wear it. The whole combination, it has a lot of notes inside, but the weirdest one, if you want, is dill, or one of the weirdest. It's dill. Also you get tonka, you get patchouli, you get anise, and some other types of notes inside, beechwood and whatnot. It's very interesting. It may seem that it doesn't have a lot going on the outside, but if you pay attention when you wear it on your skin to what's happening in the background, you're gonna see some amazing things happening there. The way that the notes are changing, are evolving throughout the wear. Also, this is a sweet type of fragrance because it has vanilla. Yet again, it's not overpowering in terms of sweetness, but it's one of the factors for which you may or may not like this fragrance. In terms of performance, it's one of the best performing fragrances in my whole collection, and I would say it's at the same place with the original Amen in terms of performance, in terms of projection. Is simply killing it, if you ask me. It's amazing. It leaves a huge trail of scent behind you, so it's not possible to miss it if you're gonna smell it on someone on the street. Amazing combination, amazing performance. This is a beast mode type of fragrance, if you ask me, just like the original Amen. And I'm eagerly awaiting for Mugler to start and release, of course, flankers that derive from this one, just like they did with the original Amen. I'm very curious on what they will bring on the market in the coming months, perhaps, or of course the next years. It's a very polarizing type of fragrance, if you ask me. That would be the best description for Alien Man, the most polarizing designer fragrance on the market that you could possibly buy right now. It's weird, and I like weird things. For me, this one has become also a signature scent, because I do enjoy wearing it. I love the performance, I love what it has to offer on my skin. I love to discover all the things that are happening in the background. As I said, on the outside, if you don't pay attention, it may seem as a very linear type of fragrance. And another thing that impressed me with this fragrance, with Alien Man, is the fact that all the notes inside are of the highest quality possible. You can actually feel how high quality the notes composing this fragrance are. It's simply amazing. Very natural notes. You won't feel anything synthetic. You won't feel anything I don't know, that gives you the impression that this might be a cheap type of fragrance. I simply love Alien Man by Mugler, and as I said, I'm eagerly awaiting for some flankers on this one. This pretty much does it for this video, guys. This is my small Mugler collection. I'm going to continue buying Mugler fragrances because, as I said, I like Mugler fragrances. I like the way they perform, first and foremost. I like the compliments that they attract, and I do love how Mugler, or Thierry Mugler, as you want to call it, are implementing notes in such a way that that fragrance feels gourmandish. As I said, it just makes you go and eat something that has this note. For example, I don't know, mint or orange, or let's not say tobacco, but vanilla. Drink a not a bottle, not a full bottle of whiskey at least, but at least one glass. I don't know, some wood. I don't know. It's very interesting the way that they are implementing these notes, and I do appreciate the high quality notes that they put inside their fragrances. To me, Mugler is the best designer house when it comes to the quality of their products, when it comes to the quality or the high quality of the notes they embed or they use in their fragrances. And what can I say? I don't have a problem with the bottle design and whatnot, because I've seen a lot of people complaining for no reason, if you ask me. But this is just my opinion. This has been my Mugler collection video, if I may call it like this. See you in the next one. Until then, as always, my friends, be safe, be good. Peace.